This is my 2020 Toyota Supra, and I am holding some leather car care products that I like to find on Amazon because that's kind of what I do. So on this channel, I'm doing reviews of automotive products on Amazon that I find that I think are pretty useful. And so today we're going to be using Chemical Guys Leather Cleaner and Chemical Guys Protectant Serum. And I do want to disclose that Chemical Guys sent me these products for free, but I'm not being paid to do this video, and I'm not, my opinion is my own, essentially. So let me show you how I maintain the leather in my Supra. So to use these products, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to clean the leather first with this, and then you're going to use a clean microfiber towel. I'm going to switch microfiber towels when I go over to the leather serum protectant. Let me show you how it works. So there's two ways you can use this. You can spray it directly on the leather, especially if it's particularly dirty, or you can spray it directly on your microfiber towel. So this is safe, apparently, for all kinds of leather, including synthetic leather, fake leather, which they get from growing on the fake cow tree that everybody knows. You got the fake cow tree, you got the fake leather. This is safe for all of this. Apparently, that's what Chemical Guys has told me, at least. That was their instructional manual about the cow tree. So this is apparently OEM approved, so every manufacturer that I'm aware of says this is pretty good and it's safe. And this is going to lift and suspend the dirt in your cloth a little bit. Now, I have cleaned these seats multiple times today, so I can tell you that we're not going to see a lot of dirt on this particular cloth, but I'll show you what the cleaning looked like a little bit earlier when I did this video. You can actually see in the cloth, you can see a little bit of the dirt that sort of got lifted out of here. So these seats aren't particularly dirty because I do keep these pretty clean, but you can see it actually does lift the dirt out, which is what you want. So basically just use the microfiber towel, get it in there, get the dirt out. If they're really dirty, you can use something like a brush, a Chemical Guys brush, which I don't have right now in front of me, but trust me, it exists. It's a horsehair brush. Let me show you. And through the magic of editing, I magically have a Chemical Guys horsehair brush with me. And I like this because it is fairly soft, but it also has some rigidity to it also. And it's not going to scratch up your leather like potentially a synthetic brush does. This is going to be a little bit nicer to your material. So basically, all you're going to do is spray it in and get the dirt out of those crevices. It was sitting there for decades, potentially, if your car is super old and you like old things, like I actually do sometimes with my older cars. So I think it's really important to properly clean and condition your leather pretty frequently, because if you want to maintain your leather for a long time, this is the way to do it, is basically to make sure you're cleaning it. And then the second part is you are protecting it with something like this Chemical Guys Leather Protectant Serum, which is pretty good. Now, I'm not going to lie and tell you that I've been using this for a decade, because I haven't, but I have been using other protectants on my leather for a long time in my cars, and I've managed to keep leather in my cars looking really good for 10 years plus without any cracking, and this seems to be a pretty good product too. So there's two things that I think are important in a leather protectant serum, as they call it. So one is the UV protection. So you want to stop the UV rays from hitting your leather as much as possible. Yeah, the glass is going to protect that a little bit too, but it's going to, especially if you have like fabric, rather have leather that is a darker color, it can start to fade it out a little bit, and it can crack it. And the second thing is you want something that has moisturizers in here, and vitamin E, I think, too, because it is basically just like your skin. This is cow skin, and you need to keep it protected and moisturized so it doesn't crack. So there's sort of two parts to it. So I'm going to use a different cloth now, which does not have the cleaner on it. And same kind of thing, just use a microfiber towel. You could also use a microfiber pad to apply it. I'm just going to apply it right on there. And this dries to a nice sort of matte finish. So it's not going to be glossy, because glossy just reminds me of 80s for some reason. I don't know why, but I just think of like 80s glossy stuff. Don't really know why, but anyways, just apply it there, and you can see as it's drying, it's sort of wet over here, but you can see over here it is dried to a nice matte finish. There is really not much odor to this at all, I don't think. Maybe a little bit of leather odor, but that might be my leather in my car. Not really sure, but whatever the case, it's super mild. And you just put it on, dries to a nice matte finish. And I've got other car care videos right over here. Go ahead and subscribe too. Thanks for watching.